Hey guys, how we doing? It's Big Ed here, and I am excited to join you guys today on a Monday morning. And everybody here is Kristin,
Hey.
and we're here for Educated Homes today. We're going to talk to you guys a little bit something that's near and dear to our hearts. I know my heart, and I'm sure Kristin's heart's also. We're going to talk to you guys a little bit about downsizing your home, and when you get in your late 40s, early 50s, or even beyond that, your house might become a little bit too big for you. So, Kristin, I mean, what do you when you think of downsizing and downsizing your home? What are certain things that you think?
Well, just from doing mortgages over the years, I've had a lot of people call. And when you start closing off certain rooms to your house because you don't want to pay for the heat in them and start like isolating yourself in a certain portion of the house for, finances, to me, that tells me, okay, you're ready for looking for something that's more manageable, utility wise, maintenance wise, all the things that we did because we had to when we're raising our family and there's lots of people in the house, but now it's just us. Now
Right.
we're left to look around at all these empty rooms that used to have our kids. Now they moved on. They're taking care of their own families. So that's like kind of in a quick little nutshell when I think of downsizing, to
Right.
prepare yourself to enjoy your life instead of being a slave to your home.
Well, the one thing I always said was, you want to have that peace. And even if you have the big house or whatever, how many rooms do you actually live in?
Mm-hmm.
How many rooms? Usually you have.
Room. That's what I do. I live in my pink room.
And one thing is many, many years ago, and I see this even with the furniture that's being sold today. Dining rooms have really become a thing of the past. Right? Wrong?
Yeah. But a lot
I
of
mean,
people nobody sits as a family really to enjoy a
I
meal.
know. I don't know if
Everybody's
that's
friends.
sad or
I know.
yeah.
Holidays, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just even for the holidays, but you have the one room, the dining room that nobody really uses. You have usually your large gathering areas everybody uses in those certain scenarios. Maybe your kitchen, maybe other rooms in the house. Now, if you're into the big grandiose homes, that's awesome. I can help you out. We can buy one of those. That's fine. But usually when you get older, things start to creak, and I'm not just talking about the floors and the doors. I'm also talking about your knees, your back, and everything else. So maybe you're looking for something a little bit smaller. Maybe you're looking for something just that's going to fit your needs. And that's why, getting that plan together is so important. So I wanted to introduce this a little bit to you guys today, as we're going to start a little bit of series on and actually have a little seminar on downsizing. My education as a background, as an educator for over 20 years. I mean, I help people, help kids, understand various topics and subjects. But this is a near and dear subject to my heart because, it's something that I'm actually probably going to be going through over the next couple of years. So that's sort of downsizing mindset, and we can engage in this thing together. I know Kristin, we talked about this before, and what do you think the value or would be for people in downsizing?
A lot of people call me and say, I just need to get a house that's all on one floor. I cannot keep going up 3 flights of steps. It's just, my knees are killing me. It's hard on, everyone's back to carry groceries up and down steps. So all one floor living. But I feel like to free ourselves of extra things that we've accumulated. I'm the queen of collecting things. Like
Oh,
I have to downsize, man. It's going to be quite a feat over here. But it's so freeing to even like say, okay, now I'm going to have 4 less rooms to clean in this house, 4 less rooms to heat, you know,
yeah,
no grass maybe to cut or
right.
half a lot of grass.
Oh, that is huge in itself. We're actually getting a small yard to maintain rather than having the huge yard that you have to go out and you're spending your time, because usually when you're downsizing, you're also thinking about what part of your life you're in. Maybe you're an empty nester now. Maybe obviously your kids aren't in the house anymore, and now you have a little more free time. You start looking at yourself like, okay, now what do I do? But then you have the same expenses as before because obviously utility bills haven't gone down. They're starting to, but anyway, to make a long story short, everything's expensive. So trying to find the right place for you, and also look at what's going to be, whether it be in this in New Jersey where we're located, or if you're going to try to look somewhere else, you really have to ask. There's a lot of questions, and one of the I did some research, Christian, and I'm going to take you through this and ask, is downsizing right for you? The quiz.
I
Okay.
love it. I'm ready.
So,
I'm up.
are you ready?
Yeah, here we go.
Okay, here we go. So, question number one: do you regularly use all the rooms in your home?
No.
No. So
I
the
walk by
answer
my
is no.
daughter's room and I
I'm going
wave
to
and
write this down.
I go in there and I peek around. I'm like, oh, I remember when she used to do this. I think I even took over her closet though. I did take over her closet, but
Right.
that's the only thing I use in that mystery area.
So, and the answer would be no
No.
to me also. Yeah, you don't use all the rooms in your home. Hey, that's just one question. The second question: are your current home expenses higher than you'd like? Well, that's a simple question, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Forget that.
I think
Forget
everybody can say yes to that question.
Yeah, like
Okay.
our taxes have even like I don't even know how much they've gone up since we've been here.
Right, right.
You know,
So,
and lots to take care of.
well, let's look at it. So, if you're actually looking at the state of New Jersey and why our property tax is so high, the majority of the property tax comes from your school district because every student has, I don't want, I'm going to use this term, but there's a price tag, I guess, or a
Mhm.
number that every district uses. It's called the cost per pupil expenditure. And here you have, in every jurisdiction, and New Jersey has 516 school districts in it. um there, everyone's a little bit different,
Yep.
but most of the funding for your schools are coming from your property tax. So that's why if you have kids in schools, it makes sense to use your public schools. They're great schools. You can your kids would actually get a great education. But when your kids are out of school, does it make sense to pay that much in property tax when you aren't using the public school? So that's a question that you might want to ask.
Check mark. No using the school system for me.
All
There you
right. So number two is yes. Number three, does home maintenance feel overwhelming? And we talked about that a little bit also.
Yes.
So
So
cutting your grass, doing oh, I know. Like yesterday, I was doing some leaf work outside. Yeah, I did about 8 or 9 bags of leaves, and then I'm looking at it and I'm like, it doesn't look like I did a darn thing out here. So,
we got snow. So this is a
oh
lot.
God.
And everything is dirt and gravel roads back here. And our
Oh,
driveways, gravel. So like the maintenance to clean up snow out here is not that
oh
easy. So
no, I can imagine. It's like almost like you have to skim the top
mhm.
with some sort of yeah. So that answers number three.
There we go.
Number four, would you prefer one floor or easy living features?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, look, when I get
Vacuuming
it up,
much easier on one floor than having to cart that vacuum all around.
oh, absolutely. And when I get up, I don't want to sound like going up the steps, sound like a box of Rice Krispies,
Oh.
as that happens. So, one floor living could be easier for you. And honestly, when you have something that's easier to maintain for yourself, yeah, I definitely understand that. And some of you guys might understand that also. When I was a little bit younger, I wanted the huge house with the huge yard and all that stuff. And now as you get older, those things aren't as important to you as your comfort and flexibility are. Okay.
Back
Uh
steps. It's a whole thing on itself that
yeah,
to carry that thing and all the steps. No.
exactly.
Yeah.
So number five, do you want more freedom, travel, or financial flexibility?
Is there all of above?
Yeah.
Okay.
So look,
I will take all of the above.
yeah. So let's be honest with each other, right? The, downsizing is, I would prefer downsizing. I know a lot of people like once you get to be, in your 50s, you want to start looking at and thinking about downsizing. So, what is that going to look like? The number one thing that really stops people, what do you think it is, Kristen? It really stops people from starting the process.
Getting prepared to, I guess, getting everything in order. Like if I look around here, I'm like, no thanks.
Right.
Am I going to get all this? Where do you start? Like even one closet alone, I'm like, oh no, oh no.
Yeah.
Said help.
By the way, I like your headgear, and you're looking very Christmassy today. Yes, with your Grinch. No, but absolutely, I agree with you. I think the number one thing that people get overwhelmed. They
Yeah.
get overwhelmed. They look at all this stuff like, what am I gonna do with all this stuff? Well, the number one thing that when I talk to people, and I'm really great at giving advice, but sometimes I don't follow my own advice. But I will say this: a great piece of advice for people is to start at one room at a time and attack with a game plan. What's that game plan going to look like? Now, if you have a lot of stuff that's in your basement that you haven't touched since 1972, I would start going through that stuff first and then work your way up. I mean, because you want to hit the most overwhelming parts first, and the reason why I say that is you don't want to get yourself in a situation where now, uh, you're getting towards the end, and all of a sudden you're attacking like the hardest part first. So I would honestly attack the toughest part. I mean, the hardest part last. I would actually attack the toughest part first, whatever that is for you.
And you know what? When I moved here out to Sussex County, it took me, I said, oh, I'll keep my house for a month and I'll move slowly. It was the never ending move from HELL. So I would recommend before you even start the move process, to start eliminating things and donate things and,
Yeah.
sell things, whatever you're going to do. So you're not pressured with that deadline date saying, oh my God, I got to do it all by Friday. Everything's got to be out of here. Like that will just freak you out. So slow and steady wins the race, definitely on that.
Oh, big time, big time. So anything that you can do right now, and honestly, for me, somebody that I need to be with the organizational piece. Some people could just do it right out of their head. But if I get a pad like this and I write down the steps and then prioritize those steps, that right there is going to help you to get to
I'm
where
a
you
big
want to be.
check marker. Write it down, check it off while you do it. So,
Yeah,
no.
exactly. Perfect time of the year too, like Santa's list, same kind of thing. So it's keeping that level of organization. Have a timeline in mind. I mean, we're going to talk about that too. And just to let everybody know, there's going to be a free seminar that we're going to be offering everyone. We'll be posting that shortly about, downsizing and bettering your life, um, and giving you guys steps and tools to be able to do that. So
Yeah.
that's coming soon. Yep. So,
And lots
yeah,
of good finance programs to help with all this. Like a lot of times, most of my clients really don't even need much financing. By the time they sell their big house
yeah.
and go to buy the next one, it's so much easier.
Well, you
So,
have to, yeah, I agree. And you have to look at what makes sense. I mean, I know a lot of people that say they want to move into a 55 and older community. Not that I'm against 55 and older communities, but they want to look at them to try to save money. Well, you have to
they're
look at
even
the,
more expensive now.
yeah, I mean, pricing wise, yes.
Hmm.
So you have to really take a look at what's going to work in your budget, project, project what not only what the next year is going to look like, but the next 5 years and 10 years when you're working off your pension, you're living off your pension or whatnot. So those things are huge pieces, and you might not even think about that right now, but it's something to definitely consider for the future.
Yeah.
So those things, that's we're going to talk about that also. So, and we're going to start the new year off right with this program for you guys. So, um, just that downsizing piece is huge.
Yeah.
And,
And
and you,
people are
go,
afraid to even start going. So if this can help them just take that, like just kind of like breathe. Say, okay, I can manage this. Here's a checklist. Here's what I need to do to prepare. Do your research,
right.
everything to make it easy for them. So I love that idea.
Yeah, I mean, and not only that, but you have, you might be looking to move to a different area
Hmm.
altogether that you have no idea about. Oh, I want to move to Tennessee. Okay. Well, what do you know about Tennessee? Well, I know about Nashville, the Grand Ole Opry. I mean, all that good stuff. But if you really should have a plan. Sorry, I had a Peter Brady moment. You really should have a plan,
Yeah.
okay, of what you want that to look like and where you're going to go, and do your research, guys. It's so important to have this plan in place, whether it be in the next year, 3 years, 5 years, but not just shoot off the hip. This is a very, very important decision you're making when you're looking to downsize.
Yeah, and
But
a lot of my clients that are downsizing, a
mhm,
lot of them are leaving state, but some of them are coming from one area to be closer to their kids, to be with the grandbabies, all that beautiful stuff too. So whatever motivates you, to want to downsize. It could look at so many different ways.
Right.
And, it's not just one size fits all. So,
Yeah. So why do people downsize? They look at, we talked about lower cost.
mhm.
We talked about less home maintenance, a simpler lifestyle so you can get up and go. It's less to clean.
I love that one.
Well, yeah, sometimes you live in these homes that are, with the kids, and some of them are really big back in the 90s to like 2000 and recent. Even some are still
Mhm.
pretty big. They're starting to shrink a little bit. Some of these homes are huge, so you have to like maintain and clean a lot of area,
Yeah.
and it could be hard on one or two people without paying for some sort of cleaning service or whatnot, and
And
they're not
closing
cheap
off a
either.
room doesn't mean you don't have to clean it, because that dust, everything, you still have to clean. So I've tried that too. Like, well, I don't go in there. I go in there, I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
I'm in here now. Now what do I
What's
do?
growing on the walls? I have no idea. Anyway, so yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of that.
Hmm.
You might want to be in a more walkable or convenient location,
Hmm.
somewhere where you could walk, get to the downtown, go shopping. Certain things like that are invaluable to
That's a
people.
good one too, to be able to walk to things. That's beautiful.
Yeah, save a lot of money on your car, and all that stuff. You're not commuting as much. Listen, you want to be around things, but also be able to live your life and be able to do it in a small proximity. That could mean a lot to some people.
No, I
Um,
love this whole plan that you came up with, Ed, because it's really going to help so many people.
yeah, I mean, look, it's common sense, but it's structured for you to put it all into one place. So now, when you go and look at this, say, okay, does this make sense for me or not?
Right.
Like I said, and you guys could always like and subscribe to educatedhomes.com. Right there, be able to get information. We'll be sending these. We can send some information out to you guys on downsizing. Also, another great uh, blogs is we're updating them on the regular. Okay,
I'm excited.
yeah. So let's talk about more log one for living. We already spoke about
Hmm.
your home equity. You've just been sitting on this equity, tremendous amount of equity. I would say within
Tremendous
the
amount.
Yeah, I mean, look, over the last like couple of years, it's going down. Pricing's going down a little bit. I've seen it, just a little bit. Depends on the
Mhm.
house. Some areas are still hot. Some areas that were going are getting a little cooler. But anyway, it really depends. Um, you unlocking that home equity is now you're going to be able to use that to your advantage, and also be able to pay off. You could pay off some of the debt that you might had, and still have money to purchase the home you want to buy. You
Yeah.
just really the number one thing, guys, and this is something I really learned through experience, and that's what happens. You have to really look at your budget and see what it's going to work for you, and what that budget's gonna look like. So that should be part of your plan. Um, and you want to move closer to family. Kristin, you mentioned this already,
Yeah.
and also healthcare.
Yeah. Definitely.
Quality healthcare is so important, especially when you're getting older. Be able to have those things at your disposal and be able to get there. And, God forbid, unfortunately, we need better health care as we get older. Younger, you don't really think about these things as much unless you have to. But when you get older, those things are very important. So these are just some of the benefits that we have right here.
I don't know what the statistics are of how many people are going into the next generation where we're all going to need to retire and downsize. I think it's like we're in a big,
Well,
large number of people.
I will say this: if Def Leppard is one of your favorite groups, or Journey, or Foreigner,
We're next
or
suddenly. Woo.
or Public Enemy, or whoever else I forgot in the '80s,
Mhm.
I'm sure there's a million different groups we
Yeah.
can mention in the '70s and the '80s. You should really start thinking about your retirement. And then also, yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, if you're
Yeah.
a Gen Xer,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's time.
yeah. If E.T. was one of your favorite movies as a kid and Goonies, you should definitely start thinking about making that move
Oh,
and what your next
that's
spot
how
you're
we're
going to be.
gauging it. I love it.
Yes, we should have that. I should have an ET meter, like put his neck all the way up.
Yeah. I love it.
Oh my god, I remember.
Honestly, I'm excited to be a part of helping people. maneuver through this because
Yeah.
it have someone to hold your hand through it. It makes it so much easier than trying to guess on your own. And
Yeah.
or worse, I had a couple who really couldn't afford to heat their house or anything, and they were literally living in the living room with the fireplace just sitting there in front of it, freezing. I'm like, this is not quality of life. You have this big house, you have all this equipment. They were so afraid to uproot and move, and now they did, and they're happy they made that decision. But boy,
Yeah.
you could get to a point where you just get either so stubborn or you just don't know how to do it. So,
Yeah. And that's the thing. You don't know what people, the situations that people are in. But you
mhm,
always should do, don't stick your head in the sand. A lot of times we do that when trouble's on its way or something. We just stick our head in the sand. We just don't attack it. But whatever your goals are, it's nothing just it's so outrageous that you can't get out of. There's always a plan in place, and our site will have resources and people that would definitely be able to help you there. Whether it be moving, we did a couple pieces on bankruptcy. We did a couple pieces on getting out of bankruptcy, making changes, financial literacy. So those are the things that we're going to have for you guys. But as far as downsizing, we definitely see the need um, of educating people. It's so important.
it's all about that education.
Yes.
Educate the consumer. Then you can make the right decision for yourself. So
Yeah. Remember
that's
the old Sims commercial? Yes.
mm.
So
Oh gosh, we're this commercial. Yeah.
I know. Educated consumer is our best customer. If you guys remember him. I remember him.
I
Okay.
need to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, listen, great show today. Kristen, thank you. All
You are
right. So, guys, just make sure if you spend time with us, we're going to have shows on the regular, but also we're going to have our seminar. Please feel free to sign up. It doesn't cost anything. We're not going to ask you to for money at the end or anything like this. We're here to
and
provide
you
you
could
guys with
have this
service.
for $50
Yes,
a month.
yes.
No, no,
You
we're
too can get a red and black pair of scissors. No,
not. Can't.
we're not doing anything like that. But we will be helping people to understand what they need to do in order to take their living experience to the next level.
Beautiful. Thank you
All
again.
right.
You're
All
the best.
right, guys. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us. Guys, you guys have a great day.
You too.